Hi, everybody. Naturally Caffeinated Dale here. This is the week of the 8th of November. So we're really closing in here on the end of the year. This is your positive quote of the week. And wanted to just kind of talk about something today that may kind of transcend or move into other topics that I've discussed. But there's a couple things to focus on. One is tied to doing your best, just pushing to be the best version of yourself. And the quote I want to use to illustrate that or talk about it is from a gal named Ileana de Cruz. She said, "I'm just going to keep pushing and try to be the best version that I can be of me." So I feel like sometimes we are trying to accomplish something that seems so arduous or so much of a stretch for ourselves. And I think if we kind of center ourselves and realize that all we can do is improve on where we are with the resources we have and continue to be the best version of ourselves that we can be is really all that we can ask for. So think about that. How can you be a better you? How can you be a better parent? How can you be a better employee? How can you be a better student? Whatever it is that you're doing in your life, what one or two things can you change to be a slightly better version of yourself than you are today? Think about that. Number two, realize that the potential is out there to become better than what we are. So this comes from a guy named Charles Dubois. He said, "The important thing is this, to be able to at any moment sacrifice what we are for what we could become." So you have to be willing to leave some things behind, sacrifice who we are today, the limitations that we have, the plateau that we may be at, to achieve something greater and whatever our potential might be. So what he's saying is you have to sometimes let that go and be okay with some failures, some struggles, to then get to be that better person, that better student, that better parent, whatever that might be. And you do lose some things in that, and you do take some risks, so it's okay with taking those risks. Another one that ties into the risk, right, the failure component, is this. It is from a guy named Doug Larson. He said, "Some of the world's greatest feats were accomplished by people not smart enough to know that they were impossible." So they're trying things that may be way out of their skill set, way out of what has been done to this point, but they don't care. They're willing to try them no matter what. And he's being a little sarcastic here, saying that the person wasn't smart enough to know they were impossible. The truth is that they accomplished them. Those feats that were amazing, that were finally accomplished, were done by people that really didn't concern themselves with something that may feel like it's impossible or way more difficult to do than is reasonable. So what are we doing? What are we doing to push ourselves to the outer limits of what we feel might be possible? Leaving our former selves behind to maybe achieve something greater. And then finally, the last thing that kind of ties in, that I grabbed a quote for, ties into being okay with all of the quirky, weird, deficient, messed up things that we are, right? Kind of circling back to that best version of you, right? So the quote is this. It's from Ariana Grande, and she said this. She said, "Be happy with being you. Love your flaws. Own your quirks." I do that. I really do. I own my quirks. And know that you are just as perfect as anyone else, exactly as you are. So at the end of the day, know that it is okay to be all of the bad portions, all of the weird, quirky, flawed pieces of you that you are. Know that that's okay, and you have to decide. If you decide that you want to be something better, you take a shot at it. But if you're okay with being you, the quirky, the weird, the flawed, then go ahead and rock it. You own you, you do you, and be comfortable in your own skin. Thanks for watching the channel. I appreciate your support. Take some of these components in, use them in your daily life. Go ahead, tell your friends about it, smash the like button. I'll talk to you again next week.